Welcome, Sunny Coasters, to the BNI's very own podcast called The Referral Wave, Riding the Tide to Success. My name's Tony Cross, and by day I've got a business called Drive Connect, which is a car brokering business. But today I'm joined by the fabulous Bhavna from Stepping Into You. Bhavna hails from the Northern Lights chapter. Welcome along.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, it's
Great to
been
be
great.
here.
It's been great. So, look, tell us a little bit about your business and what you do to start with. Let's start there.
So the business is stepping into you, as you said, and I work with business owners, professionals to really master their own self is what I would where is the outcome, the overall outcome. And that's through working through different stresses and overwhelms that are in the system, whatever's causing them, and realigning at the mindset level to create beliefs that help support the achievement of different tasks, different goals in life, and different issues in life, removing the stress out of the physical, mental, and emotional bodies, as well as the energetic bodies. And it's in a nutshell, it's I help people get rid of their shit so they can go and get shit done.
Yeah, that's
Um,
the way we like it explained.
and the way that I do that is multifaceted. So, but the end game is creating more harmony, health, and happiness in life and in business.
Getting the balance right.
Yeah, and it's not about having exact percentages in every aspect of life. It's about that the harmony of it. It's like,
Mm,
okay, well, we have ebbs and flows with all aspects of life, and it's making sure that it stays feeling good.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
Before we started, we were talking about some of the retreats and that you've been doing. Tell us a little bit about that.
So the retreats are intensive versions of my coaching program in essentially. So they run anything from a one-day event. So I've got one-day events that I run, intentional creation days, and they're largely at the beginning of the year or the end of the year to help plan for the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
That's all about clearing out any stress and guilt for not having achieved what you set out to achieve, and then really articulating, feeling, seeing the outcome that you would like to achieve for the year to come. And then all the way up to 7 day events. And they go into the 7 day retreat that I'm currently creating with a retreat partner is going very much into the metaphysical aspects. So we both come from a place of having healed physical conditions in our body that we were told there was no cure for, or no more support for, or medications for the rest of your life, and have gone through a healing process in our own bodies to bring body back to health without the need of all of the pharmaceutical drugs. And that's very much around that, how to tap into the metaphysical part of yourself to really create deep healing and true connection to
Yeah.
self and to source. And then in between, one of my 5 day ones is called the Alchemist Retreat, and that is an intensive version of my one-on-one coaching program. So I've got belief systems, emotional release work, um, and hanging out with people that also get it and are going through the same stuff. Like I really love the group space where somebody's insight or share opens up somebody else's, that opens up somebody else's, and it's just the group wisdom. The
Yeah.
wisdom is quite powerful.
It sounds exciting. Whereabouts do you normally host them? Where do you run them?
All over, but at the moment we've got so down in New South Wales, one of my retreat partners is down there. So we'll be running 2 day events and 1 day events down there. She's in the Penrith area. So I actually went down last month and connected in with the BNI chapters
Oh,
in
cool.
Penrith, which was really cool. Um, so we'll be running a couple of 2 day events down there, and then one day, the longer ones, either in the Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, trying to find venues that are supportive, and spaces that are supportive of the content and the outcomes that we're trying to achieve with people. So sometimes it might be in the rainforest because we just want people to
Yeah.
disconnect and really kind of feel into and connect in with Earth. Other times it might be luxury hotel because, just to give the space for the body to rest.
Yeah.
Not to say that the rainforest places aren't restful, but it's the
Yeah.
different energy, and that's really what myself and my different retreat partners we look for. Is like, okay, well, what's the energy we want to create, and then what feels like the right venue for it.
So you don't do one at a swim at a swim up bar for a week in a resort.
No,
I
the
might be
next
missing the whole point of the whole.
it's coming back to nature. There may be a little bit of wine, when we go out for a dinner, but yeah, not a lot of naughty stuff. Nice treats, healthy treats that look and feel naughty, but they're actually good for you.
But they're good for you.
Yeah.
Well, we've known each other for a while, so maybe might have to get sorted one day and get out there.
Well, the next 5-day one is on the Sunshine Coast. So
Yeah. Oh, sounds exciting. Hey, what led you to joining BNI? Like, because you've been in BNI for a little while now. So how'd you
yes.
get here?
So it's been a couple of years that I've been in BNI. I first researched and found BNI when I was living in Brisbane and was starting my business 10 years ago. And honestly, it looked and felt very culty on the website. And I looked at a couple of chapters and it had I don't know, just a very culty feel. Um, and not without being ageist or anything, not my generation.
Yeah.
And I'm not young. Um, but yeah, it just didn't feel right. And then when I moved to the Sunshine Coast, a chiropractor that I was seeing who's in BNI Alliance, Gabby, she actually asked me about, we'd had chats about business, and she was like, "Oh, hey, would you like to come along?" And I didn't know that it was BNI, but I have a lot of trust of Gabby and her take on the world, and have confidence in the kind of people that she would connect herself with. So I went along and really enjoyed it. And then went back again for a second visit, and it happened to be a visitor day. So there was a lot of visitors in the room, and the FOMO had me put my application in straight away. So visitor days for chapters that are doing visitor days, having rallying for particular professions and getting them all in the room at one time. It definitely helps
It,
to get the applications in.
oh, that's gold. So yeah, but I guess at the visitor days too, it makes you feel a bit more comfortable because there's a lot of people in the same scenario as you as well, isn't it? Like,
It
so
does.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I
well,
think it's balancing a little bit of the overwhelm because sometimes the visitor days can be quite large.
yeah,
So making sure all of the members are on point with um, talking to um, talking to anyone that they know isn't part of the chapter,
yeah,
and continuously looking around and checking to see who's standing by themselves or bringing people into the conversation. So, because it can be overwhelming, like I felt a little bit lost going in because I wasn't quite sure what to expect. And then a few people came and had chats with me.
yeah. The so you've been in Northern Lights for a while now. You're always in the green, so you're a very active member. Can you tell us a little bit about how you use BNI to enhance your networking and how that,
Mm.
excuse me, and how that helps you get referrals?
I've loved it because I didn't have that network of professions and um, resources. And I do a lot of connecting with different people in the community and going to different community events. And then through those interactions, the connections that I've made through them over the last 4 years well, 4.5 years being on the coast, um, people ask me if like, oh, hey, do you know someone? Oh, hey, do you know someone? And I'm a people connector. I've always been a people connector. Even back in the UK, I love just being able to, it's like, oh my gosh, you should talk to this person. Like you'd be able to
Yeah.
create something amazing, or they'll really be able to help you solve this problem. And landing in Brisbane, obviously not having that network, it was something that slowly built, but still not to the extent that I have now. And I really think that's quite, I really like it. And people, I've got friends who come to me now. It's like, oh, hey, do you know someone who I thought you might? So I really love that I can help people to solve a problem that they're having. And it's largely people that are in business and are not part of a BNI or a networking group. So it's really lovely that I can refer on services, professions or trades, whatever they are, to people that I'm supporting who are in business or who are friends of mine that are in business. And they're not open to BNI or they're not ready for BNI or whatever it is. Yeah, it's nice to be able to provide that connection.
It's quite funny to get people's takes sometimes on it, and you're a prime example. Like at the start, you sort of felt it was cultish, and and then once you're involved,
I don't think it's not cultish.
Oh,
I
geez.
just think it's great.
All right. Well we might leave that one alone then.
No, it's a really great network. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, how have you used BNI and its members to help you in your business at all? Have you used to
Yeah.
solve problems for you? Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I I use the accountant who was from my previous chapter, and that was after several months of listening to her, having one-to-ones with her. She came and actually did some work with me, and building up that relationship and understanding and getting to know how she operates as an accountant. And then I made the switch from my previous accountant. Other services that I've used, the health and wellbeing. So Abby, in your chapter, I've seen her a few times, and then the regular things. So I Peter Pelt with Freedom Broadband. I got a letter from Telstra saying with an update of my monthly broadband um, I was going to call it membership, but it's not.
Bill, yeah.
Bill's my bill. And I just thought, when the heck did it become $110 a month? And yeah, and I immediately was on the phone. And I met Pete through the Pareto Club.
Yep.
So I was just straight on the phone, and it was such a quick process. So I've used probably a handful of services in Northern Lights, and referred out.
Yeah.
And again, from the relationship. So I love being able to refer out to people. And a friend of mine buying a house is like, right, no, a mortgage broker, pest control, all of that stuff, and made it easier process for my friend. Um,
Yeah, it's fantastic how it works that way. You become the little regular encyclopedia, don't you?
yeah,
So it
yeah.
works well. Um, so your time in BNI, have you got a standout story that comes to mind that you can share with our listeners?
Um, I think, yeah, one that is that little extra mile. So, one of the other members, Mel, in my chapter, who is a photographer, videographer, she came, or she was planning to come and visit when I was in Alliance, and we had a closed meeting. So I was the visitor host coordinator, and I was like, I'm really sorry, but we've actually got a members only meeting. Um, can you come next week? And she said, oh, my partner and I are just coming up for the day to check out, where we want to live and see which chapter we'd like to join. So we won't be back up next week. And I was like, oh, okay, bugger. And I was like, oh, do you know what? If you're free afterwards, I'll come meet you for a cup or a glass of wine. So I just connected and had a one-to-one.
Mm.
But I had a one-to-one with her before she became a member, before just as she was scoping out Sunshine Coast. And I think that for me, I mean, she became a member of Northern Lights, which is wonderful because that was the right fit for her and her business. But going that extra mile. And what happened as a result of that was we got to know each other. She invited me to a conference, an awards dinner for women in construction. And as a result of a connection to some clients of hers there, I've had a ongoing monthly client come out of it
Yeah, right.
who is also referring extra work to me, which is you just don't know, like going the extra mile and putting yourself out there and in the interest of the other person,
Yeah.
not for yourself.
Yeah. That's how it works, isn't it? So you've had a glass of wine with her. I've filled in for a substitute at your chapter and met her and have since referred her out to people that I know for work as well. So yeah,
Fantastic.
it's amazing how it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
So given your journey in BNI so far, what's the one bit of advice you'd give to a member that's listening to this podcast?
Do all of the things that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Like it's literally the attendance, the referrals, the CUs, um, and bringing visitors. They're all they're all how we show up. Like, and it's just showing up because it's not for BNI, it's for you and the members in your chapter.
Well, there you go, folks. You've heard it from a lovely lady that is in a chapter of 34 members at the moment that does a bit
37.
over 37, that does a bit over $4 million a year in business
Yeah.
as a chapter, don't you?
Yeah, last year it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And you pretty much all of you are in the green. You have a very vibrant chapter. But yeah, it's a matter of turning up and they're all the things in the traffic lights are there for a reason, not just so you can be number
Mm.
one or number 10. They're there to make sure you have a good BNI experience, aren't they?
Yeah. And it's shifting the mindset of have to do to get to do. And I look at it, I'm a massive people watcher. So I watch everyone in the chapter. When I go and sub at other chapters, I'm watching everyone. And it's like, oh, okay, well, what's happening here? And I think it's for me, it's imagine if I showed up like that for a client, how
Yeah.
would I present myself? And also, if this was my actual sales team that I'm paying 100K a year each to, how would I want them all to be showing up for me?
Yeah.
And how am I showing up for them as part of their sales team?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's that shift of I'm doing it because I have to do, oh, it's such an early morning meeting. Ugh, so early. And they make us do the stats. It's like, no, it's what makes it work.
Yeah, perfect. Look, you couldn't have said that any better. That's fantastic. Yeah,
It
that's
didn't go too
fantastic.
culty.
No, no, no. They might. We might end up when this goes live. It might have all the cult words bleeped out. Maybe I don't, we'll have to. We'll have to wait and see. Apologise to.
It wasn't an F-bomb, it was a different word.
It was a different word. People think we're swearing out. So to apologise to Ivan in advance. Um, so look, we talked about the retreats, but what's next for your business? Any more exciting plans on the horizon?
Oh, I think more of those. I'm doing a lot of work in the energetic space with my clients, for myself, in groups that we kind of brainstorm, share, and have our own little circle and development. So I feel like there's more of that coming through for the next couple of years. So creating a bit of stability in the ongoing and just so that there's not pressure, but consistency,
Yeah.
creating some consistency in the ongoing month to month, and then having ridiculous amounts of fun at my retreats. And maybe actually doing some more overseas stuff. So I've started to have conversations around overseas things, and doing collaborations um, within the BNI network. So one new collaboration to run a workshop has kind of started seeding last Friday with the insolvency accountant in Powerhouse. So possibly running a workshop with him to reframe, change perspectives on what that insolvency is, and exploring mindset and stress around all of that. I know we've had a conversation around it before, and kind of, going into that space to help people with that stress, but just generally in business. So, working with other experts who know business in different ways to help them to educate their clients better, but also tune into and pull through the mindset and emotional aspects of it to really create a deeper level of change. There's,
Yeah.
you can implement as many tools as you like in your business, but if you are not aligned to in your mindset and in your emotional body to doing something with them, they'll never be successful, or there'll be a
Yeah.
very, very hard push to make them successful.
Oh, 100% correct. Businesses, as we chatted, businesses are very mindset driven. It's a very mindset driven thing. Yes, you got all your facts and laws and everything goes around it, but it's also very, very mindset driven thing. Look, what's the one core value with BNI that resonates with you the most?
I know a lot of people say give us gain, and I
Yeah.
think that is absolutely. Um, I wanted to spice it up a little and actually do the traditions and innovations.
Yeah.
So, and from my experience in the business world, working in corporate and then doing and working with small businesses as well, there's an aspect of the foundations and making sure that the foundations are set well, and then appreciating, I guess, delivering the foundations to then find the innovations. But what I see all too often in business is people are just constantly trying to innovate. Um, I've, I've had an experience with a consultant I worked with, and brought his tools in, and it's like, hang on, we've got some tools established in the business. Why are you using this different one? Well, this works really, really well. It's like, okay, you're not taking the time to learn the business to then improve the business. So it's the traditions and innovations. I think that one's really important. And in BNI, it's like learn the foundations, do the foundations, and then put forward ideas for improvements to make the chapter, make BNI more successful.
Perfect. Yeah, but you again, spot on. Like that's yeah. You've got to pay a lot of attention to those foundations and those traditions and what's gone before.
Mm,
To keep the present day relevant and have some meaning behind it. Otherwise, we'd
mm.
be running around like headless chickens. No, that was yeah,
You
very
would.
good.
And I have a lot of appreciation from it from the energetic side as well, having a lot of tradition that I've come away from,
Yeah.
and then I'm now have leaned back into to really connect, with my tradition and the power that that holds for me.
Mm. No, great. Now we're at the end, but hey, how can listeners get onto you? How can we find out more about your business? What are your websites, socials, that sort of thing?
If you're a member, come and visit the chapter. That would be wonderful. Website is steppingintoyou.com, and the handle for Instagram is steppingintoyou. So either of those, or yeah, find me on BNI Connect and send me a message, give me a call, book in a discovery call. If you've got some questions that you'd like to ask and have answered.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Bhavna, it's been great having you on.
Thank you.
We obviously see a bit of each other around the coast. I've filled in at Northern Lights a few times. So it's always great to have a chat to you. And yeah, I've really enjoyed having you on the podcast, and I'm sure everyone will get a lot out of it. Not only getting their minds set right with their businesses, but also how to be a good BNI member. So fantastic. Thanks very much.